back, everybody, and thanks for being with us. Now today, it might have felt pretty nice out there compared to what we've been experiencing these last few weeks, but we've broken or tied several high temperature records over the last week, but those were not the only records set. Chief Meteorologist Bannin looked at how warm specifically our nights have been.
I know the days get all the attention when it comes to records, but we want to give the nights their due.
Sure.
A combination of the heat from the day as well as the tropical humidity that stuck around at night meant that we actually broke several overnight record warm temperatures as well. And those records I wanted to show you here. So we usually show you the highs of the month as the months have gone along. But I wanted to plot the low temperatures that we've had this month. All the blue boxes are overnight lows cooler than normal. And almost the entire first half of the month, almost, had cooler than normal overnight lows. Wasn't that great? And then we hit the 14th of May, and then we started switching to our warmer pattern with very warm, if not record warm nights. And I put asterisks right next to the overnight lows that set brand new records for just how warm they were at night. We call them record warm minimums. And you could see 77 on the 16th, 79 on the 17th, 77 again on the 18th, 78 on the 19th, and that 76 the morning of the 20th was not a record. So 4 days in a row we had record warm lows. Now let's look at the highs and lows that have been breaking records so far this year. We've had record warm high temperatures, meaning mostly during the afternoon, 9 times already this year at Austin's Camp Mabry, and then 6 record warm lows at night. So that gives you a total of 15 heat-related records that we've had since the beginning of the year. These are brand new records that have been tied or broken since January 1st. And that's certainly vastly outpacing the cold temperature records that have been tied or broken since January 1st. And with our warming climate, you can still get cold temperature records, but heat records will continue to vastly outpace those cold temperature records. NASA has studied this, Climate Central has studied this as well, and yes, you can still get cold outbreaks, but the heat is going to vastly outweigh the cold. On KXAN.com, we keep track of these records, the record hot highs, the record hot lows, and the record cold highs and lows as well. And we keep track of all that data under the weather and traffic section. Just click on Explore 2025 Weather Data. Our own Christopher Adams puts all these fantastic charts together there. All right, let's take you out to the domain. Our Indeed weather camera, a bit hazy out there. We've got sunshine and some scattered clouds. The humidity, though, not present for most of us unless you're in our eastern counties. And by that, I mean the uncomfortable levels of humidity. Humidity is always present, but sometimes it's low and comfy like it is right now. Dew points in the 50s. Put you at a reasonably tolerable level of humidity in the air. Once it climbs above 60, which it should do already by 11 o'clock tonight, it's going to start feeling more humid. And then notice what happens to the dew point overnight into tomorrow morning. It's all going to feel rather tropical with dew points in the 70s to begin your morning. Through the day, though, some drier air may try to mix down to the ground during the afternoon, knocking those dew points down into the upper 50s, low 60s, and in some places not knocking the dew point down all that much. But it's likely just a temporary brief reprieve because that humidity and those dew points will start to rise back up again as we get into tomorrow night. It was still a hot day. At least we just didn't have much of that humidity around. 92 is where we are now in Austin, a lot of 90s statewide. Overnight lows will be warmer tonight with the increase in humidity and cloud cover, meaning we only drop down into the low to mid 70s. Tonight we had a lot of, or earlier this morning I should say, we had a lot of 60s. Then we expect high temperatures tomorrow to be hotter than today, thanks to more afternoon sun and less of the scattered cloudiness that we had today. Middle and upper 90s, there may even be a few triple digits in the hill country. Let's talk rain and storms. Nothing out there now that worries us, but overnight into tomorrow morning, we'll start getting some low clouds. Low clouds will lift away, and then full sunshine by early afternoon. There's going to be 2 areas of potential rain and storms that we watch tomorrow. We may get a few spotty showers and storms bubbling up right on top of us. That's, say, roughly 10 rain coverage out of those. These will be real hit or miss. We'll also be watching a developing complex of storms to the north of us that may not get into central Texas until late in the evening. Some of our computer models, like this one, really have it losing a lot of its steam and disappearing before it gets to central Texas. Others actually have that complex surviving the trip. So there's that question mark about the late evening and overnight storm coverage tomorrow night. But increasing clouds tonight. Overnight lows of 74 as that humidity rushes in. And then tomorrow, clouds in the morning to sun in the afternoon, but then some spotty showers and storms late afternoon and into the evening with a high of 98. Severe weather risk tomorrow is a 1 out of 5 northwest of the Austin metro. Large hail damaging wind being our primary concern. And then we're back to being dry and hot Friday and Saturday with morning clouds and afternoon sun. But then Sunday begins our new wet stretch beginning in the evening and nighttime with rain chances ramping up. Highest rain chances still focused on Memorial Day, but lingering showers and storms on the way for Tuesday and Wednesday. Here's how it looks on our first warning weather 7-day forecast. Rounds of rain and storms will not mean that it's raining the entire time, so I wouldn't cancel your plans, but what I would do is have that KXAN weather app handy, and if you've got storms and you're out on the water, you definitely want to head indoors. We'll keep tracking it for you though.